Maestro Leonard Slatkin is music director laureate of the Detroit Symphony Orchestra. His latest book is called Classical Crossroads and is rich in stories from Maestro Slatkin's early musical life until the present. And I wanted to ask you a little bit about about page 24, where you say, in fact, the facility in which the ensemble performs is the instrument of the group. Can you kind of, in a nutshell, describe the Detroit Symphony Orchestra's instrument?
Sure. What I meant by that phrase is really quite simple. Violinist has their violin, trumpet has their trumpet. They're the instruments that they play. They learn to adjust to the quirks and strengths of that particular instrument. And orchestras do the same thing with their halls. A great orchestra can actually have a hall which may be less than what some people would consider ideal. Detroit has been very, very fortunate to have one of the great halls, not just of the country, but of the world. The size is just right, between 1,800 people. The decay time, meaning the sound that reverberates, seems just about right. The players can hear each other very well on the stage. These are all qualities that you look for with your orchestra. And to that end, it made it, at least during my time, really perfect for me because I could emphasize the incredible sound that came out of the string section. The brass never really overwhelmed the rest of the orchestra. They learned that overblowing in orchestra hall was just not what one does. So that's what I mean by a kind of adjustment one has to make. Also, it's important to know that because its stage is a little bit smaller than some other halls and the sound more focused, the Detroit Symphony didn't need to have quite as many members as some other orchestras do.
It's so cool to hear some of the earlier stories that you tell too about your life in LA and the meaning that LA high school had for you.
When I was in high school, I was in the band as well as the orchestra. In band, I played glockenspiel and timpani and whatever I could. And the reason for this, it's a horrible reason, and I shouldn't admit it, but I will. In the 1950s, early 1960s, at my public high school, LA High, if you were in the band, you didn't have to go to phys ed classes. I don't know why they thought we were that athletic out there. And just because I would lead one line down the 45 and then make a left, go 5 yards, and was the tip of the L in LA, I don't think qualified me to be excused from climbing ropes and stuff, but I took it. And more to the point, after football season was over, I don't think the administration realized we weren't outdoors anymore. We just became a concert band, and we still didn't have to go and do push-ups.
Studying at Juilliard with French conductor Jean Morel, and then time as music director in Lyon, what does it mean to you to be a part of Detroit's French heritage, Paul Paret included?
It meant an awful lot. When I came to Detroit, we had these festivals that in one case we played all the symphonies of Beethoven, and there was every orchestral work by Brahms and Tchaikovsky cycle. But then we veered away from the composer aspect and went to a different area. And one of the festivals was a French festival where we were able to play music by Henri Rabaud, along with Camille Saint-Saëns and so many others.
You devote much of the later section, Road to Recovery, to your perspective on music in the COVID times.
Yeah.
How does it feel to know that you're coming back to Detroit to play at one of your former home bases?
Well, not only am I coming back, but it was an important place because the last thing I did before COVID shut us down was in Detroit. It was a dress rehearsal for Carmina Burana. And when I think about it, I realized if that was going to be the last piece I ever conducted, I would not be happy at all. So you're not doing your job at 100%. You're trying to, but it is just not quite the same thing. For me, coming back to Detroit should be very exciting. It's a terrific program, difficult, but one which the orchestra, I know, will handle as they always do, with great musicianship and professionalism.
So many great stories in Maestro Leonard Slatkin's newest book, Classical Crossroads. Highly recommend. Maestro Slatkin, thanks so much for taking the time to speak with us.
Thank you very much. Take care of yourself.